This is ABC 7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us. An emotional night at Sarasota City Hall where a developer walked out after commissioners demanded inspections of his workforce housing project. ABC 7's Ray Collins is just back from City Hall. Ray.
Haley, what a night. Harvey Vengroff wants to build workforce housing for the area's wait staff, clerks, and others in the service industry. No strings attached. But it broke down, at least for now, when commissioners wanted regular apartment inspections. That man in the T-shirt and shorts is one of the wealthiest retirees in Sarasota. After building a major international debt collection business, Harvey Vengroff has spent the past 25 years renting to thousands of Suncoast residents on a number of his properties. And now this is his pet project. It would go here. Vengroff wants to build a workforce apartment complex on Fruitville Road, just east of downtown. It would be several buildings with rent as low as $650 a month, designed for waiters, waitresses, clerks, and others who work in the Sarasota service industry but can't afford to live in Sarasota. Monday night, Vengroff and his lawyer asked the City Commission to take the first step toward approving VW Village, no strings attached, no subsidies. But it wasn't easy. Vengroff wants to build high-rise buildings. Commissioner Chapman said, why not low-rise? Vengroff said no interior hallways. Chapman said, what if someone falls over the railings? But the point that drove Vengroff over the edge and eventually out of the meeting involved the city manager's request of regular inspections of the occupied apartments.
But I do have a problem with you walking into somebody's apartment. I don't think that that's where we want to be.
Before storming out, Vengroff showed his frustration.
Some of the requests are stupid in that they're asking to go into everybody's house or everybody's apartment once a year. How would you feel if they did that? I mean, they don't do that to rich people.
Others in the audience rose to Vengroff's defense.
It would cost you nothing. So the only thing left for you to do, in my humble opinion, is get out of the way.
So just a half an hour ago at most, commissioners initially voted to require inspections. Vengroff's lawyer then withdrew the application entirely and left the room. Commissioners then voted to ask him to return and reapply so they can discuss some sort of compromise, Haley.
Wow. And will Vengroff resubmit and consider a compromise?
You know, it's hard to predict. He's already spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this particular project, but he seems philosophically opposed to requiring inspections of a private project.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people can surely understand that. All right. Thank you, Ray. City commissioners also voted 4-1 tonight to move forward with plans for more parking on St. Armands. They gave tentative approval to a parking garage that would add hundreds of spots on the heavily traveled area, along with on-street parking. It would be paid parking. The proposed garage would be built on the current site of the North Adams parking lot. Commissioners will make a final vote on the plan in the next 2 weeks. Now it's time to head over to Steve, who is in for Bob tonight.
We are having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. We definitely have temperatures continuing to be in the 70s well after sunset, and you can feel the mugginess in the air as that wind coming in from the south is approaching that cold front coming in from the north. And when they get here, we'll have some rain and a big change of weather. Right now it's 79 degrees at SRQ, dew point 72, our humidity 79%. And we do have some thunderstorms that have been going right through the heart of Florida. They came in from the south and have been pretty much battling the East Coast sea breeze and the West Coast sea breeze. And ground zero right now has been Orlando, Kissimmee, St. Cloud, and there's some urban and small stream advisories over in that part of the state. We'll look more at this as well as our next chance of rain coming up a little later on the broadcast.
Thank you, Steve. Students and teachers at Northport High School spent the day grieving. Teacher Ann Gordon was shot and killed by her estranged husband in a McDonald's parking lot over the weekend. He then used the gun to take his own life. The couple had met at the restaurant to exchange their 11-year-old son. A makeshift memorial is now up at the school in honor of the English and language arts teacher. 5 extra guidance counselors have come from neighboring schools to help with the grieving process. Gordon is being remembered as a loving but tough teacher.
She was so strict, you know, she don't do this, and I expect this, and I hold you to the same standards that I hold my son, but with that as a sense of family.
She was a woman of faith, and I think it absolutely spilled over into everything that she did.
She was kind of fun to be around and talk to. She was really nice to us.
Northport High School is looking into planting a tree in remembrance of Ann Gordon. We're learning more tonight about the foiled terror plot against the Aventura Turnberry Jewish Center in South Florida. 40-year-old James Medina made his first court appearance in federal court today. He's accused of plotting to detonate an explosive at that large Jewish center. Authorities say an FBI undercover investigation provided Medina with what he thought was an explosive device, and he was arrested after accepting it. This apparently wasn't the first time Medina had threatened violence on a large scale.
Kind of not surprised about it because he's threatened to shoot up a church before.
Medina faces life in prison if convicted of attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. Meanwhile, a deadly weekend on Suncoast waters, but a pair of boaters who went missing last night end up avoiding disaster. The pair apparently made all the right moves out on the water. The boat of 27-year-old Ryan Killoran of Bradenton and 33-year-old Thomas Batten of St. Pete ran out of gas after the two men left the Warner's Bayou boat ramp in Bradenton early yesterday morning. They spent a night out on an island before being found alive this morning in Venice. They were able to contact a friend using one of their cell phones. The friend then contacted the Coast Guard, which says a big reason they survived the ordeal is because they had a float plan in place.
You want to make sure your float plan is as accurate as can be, so your destination, how long you're going to be out for.
The two boaters did not suffer any injuries, and in addition to having the proper number of life jackets on board, Coast Guard officials recommend that you have flares with you as a way to communicate with people on land. Two men were reportedly not wearing life jackets when their canoe flipped over this weekend. The bodies of 44-year-old Julian Palma and 29-year-old Yvonne Torres were recovered from Lake Manatee over the weekend. Florida Fish and Wildlife investigators say their boat flipped over. One other passenger was rescued by a Good Samaritan and brought to shore. To the campaign trail now Indiana could be a critical turning point. The frontrunners are looking for wins to solidify their status at the top of the pack, while their challengers are hoping to slow them down and keep their campaigns going.
Donald Trump says Indiana's primary could be the end of the road for his rivals.
And honestly, if we win Indiana, it's over. It's over. They're finished. They're gone. They're gone.
But Ted Cruz isn't going out without a fight, crisscrossing the Hoosier state today to try to lock down votes. He's not just going after Trump, he's now squaring off against the frontrunner's supporters as well.
Do the math. I will protect you ask Casey to drop out, it's your turn. Well, take your own words. Now I'm curious, sir. Time to drop out.
Cruz debated the pro-Trump crowd for more than 7 minutes, but he didn't seem to convince anyone to switch their vote. Indiana could be a make or break state for the Texas senator, and the latest poll shows he's trailing Trump by double digits there. On the Democratic side, a much tighter contest. Hillary Clinton holds a small lead over Bernie Sanders. Today she talked trade in Kentucky.
We still have the biggest market, the strongest economy.
Sanders says he will keep up his fight all the way to the convention this summer. He's calling on superdelegates in the states he's won to give him their support, even though they overwhelmingly back Clinton.
And another sign that Clinton is looking ahead to the general election. She will start campaigning this month in battleground states like Ohio and Virginia. For the first time in almost 40 years, a U.S. cruise ship with American tourists on board is in the port of Havana. The Carnival Adonia docked in Cuba this morning. Cubans welcomed their American guests by waving their country's flag. The ship left yesterday from Miami, kicking off a 7-day voyage, which includes all of the major ports in Cuba. The cruise was made possible after Cuba loosened its restrictions on Cuba-born natives returning to the island on a ship.
My grandmother went way back in the day before it was ever closed, and so just being able to go there and meet the people and see the people, it'll be meaningful to us.
I was born in Cuba. I left when I was 8 months old, so obviously this has been a very special project for me.
The cruise is a first step toward a future in which thousands of ships a year could cross the Florida Straits, long closed to most U.S.-Cuba traffic. A huge announcement tonight from the Players Theater that will change the skyline and the arts corridor of downtown Sarasota. Today, they put their building and property at 838 Tamiami Trail up for sale, and at the same time purchase land in the new Waterside Village development in Lakewood Ranch. Artistic director Jeffrey Kinn says that their old building needs major renovations and they are cramped on all sides, so they plan to build a new state-of-the-art performing arts center in Sarasota County, but east of I-75.
Our aging building is due for some heavy renovations. Our current air conditioning system needs to be replaced at an expected cost of over $500,000. Our roof itself is in decline and our seats need to be replaced.
We're going to be featuring an amazing arts campus. We're going to have our Broadway stage out there. We will have our backstage theater. We'll have our cabaret space, and it'll be the main campus of the Arnold Simonson Players Studio.
That new facility will cost about $25 million. Half is expected to come from the sale of their downtown property, and they will raise the rest of the money. They're also rebranding. They will now be known as the Players Center for Performing Arts. Congrats to them. Straight ahead, meteorologist Steve Newman will be back with the official Suncoast forecast, plus remembering those who died in the line of duty, how they were honored at the state capitol today. And today is Melanoma Monday, what you need to know about prevention and detection of the deadliest form of skin cancer.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Oh, I see great fortune in your future, David.
It's Brian.
I see houses, boats, cars, millions of dollars. And you will marry a beautiful, exotic fortune teller.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
With a $10 million fortune scratch-off game from the Florida Lottery, the odds of a brighter future are better than ever. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on-site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we find out what Suncoast places might be haunted from paranormal experts. Plus, we raise a glass for Orange Juice Day. The Players Theater is here, and Yo Sushi is in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on ABC 7 Suncoast View.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Steve and I were just commiserating over the warm weather. It's come a little too soon.
And it just gets warmer and warmer and warmer until August. I hate to be the bearer of that kind of news.
I know, but you do have a little bit of good news, a slight cold front.
The last cold front of the season, probably. Well, the next to the last.
We'll go with that.
It's going to be great. You're going to love the latter half of this week because things are going to change. So we're going to get rid of the heat. I want to thank one of our viewers. Oh, no, we got
to do OspreyCam.
The new OspreyCam, yes. And we can see that this is earlier today, and it's going to rain on these poor birds. They're probably going to get their first shower since the birth coming up.
They might need it.
Yes.
They might need to cool off a little
bit. I haven't been up there, but it probably smells like they can need it right now.
It probably smells lovely, yeah.
Yes, it does. Well, we're just waiting for the first flight to come off. And I want to thank M. Root for sending in this great picture this morning from, it looks like around Selby Gardens, of the clouds over Sarasota Bay. We didn't see any showers. Well, I saw a couple of drops on the top of my car this afternoon, but that's about all we got. Most of the storms were well inland and stayed there. Take a look at highs and lows. This is our high this afternoon, 88, not a record. but it was considerably warmer than normal. And our low last night, 70, will probably be warmer than that tonight. You can kind of feel it if you've stepped outside already. And across the state at this hour, 77 at Tallahassee, 78 at Tampa, Fort Myers 79, Miami coming in with 79 as well. The whole state is going to feel the effect of this cool front when it comes through on Wednesday. In our viewing area, temperature is pretty much in the 70s from side to side, and even along the beach with the water temperature now at 80, 82 degrees, you're not going to cool off much more than this overnight at the beaches anymore. Those days are over. Even down in Charlotte and southern Sarasota County, Manasota Key 76, Boca Grande 77 right now. If we take a look at our radar images, we had a whole bunch of storms come in from Collier and Lee County and just move right up the spine of Florida, right through the heart of Florida, through Highlands County. It came as far west as about Arcadia. They had some hail out in that area. But the focus for the last couple, 3 hours has been just to the east of Orlando, Kissimmee, St. Cloud, and approaching the eastern coast near Melbourne. And there are urban and small stream flood advisories because they've already had 2 or 3 inches of rain from these storms. This is a result of the 2 sea breezes colliding, and it looks like the Gulf sea breeze has won on this one. Those will move out to sea. Here's our forecast for the next 48 hours showing this is the next to last cold front I think we're going to get. There's another one coming in on its tail that will be dry in another couple of days, but take a look at its advance toward Florida and enjoy it. It will bring in much cooler temperatures that'll last for days. And on Wednesday, you can see as it comes through a lot of showers. Now, exactly where the heaviest ones come in has yet to be determined. Let's take a close look at the local area. The same model, but you can just see the wind flow at the surface and where the storms are likely to be or where the RPM computer model thinks it is right now. Now, this has been wavering back and forth the last few hours. These heavy storms could actually be up here or down further. We don't know yet, but just get an idea that there's a good chance that you're going to get rained on and an excellent chance you're going to like the temperatures and humidity behind the cold front. So here's your forecast weather headlines for tonight. Look for warm and humid right on through tonight and Tuesday, but we'll have storms cooling things off, and those storms will be here most of Wednesday, and much milder weather later on in the week. If you're going out on the water, tomorrow will be the day to do it. Wednesday does not look like a great boating day. South winds becoming southwesterly, 10 knots, seas 2 feet or less. Bay and inland waters will have a light chop. Gulf water temperature 83 at Venice, 81 at New Pass. Our beach temperature forecast for Siesta Key 80 tomorrow afternoon. Here's my forecast for tonight. Look for partly cloudy skies, humid, kind of muggy. Our low temperature 71 degrees. And tomorrow a partly sunny day. It should be a great day to get to the beach as the last couple of days have been, with high temperatures in the 80s, near 90 or slightly above well inland. But this is in the immediate coastal temperatures. But this is the good news. Look when the front gets here with an 80% chance of storms. The temperatures go down, will be as cold as 58 on Saturday morning. The air will be drier. It'll be a sparkling end of the week. Haley?
Sounds good. Thank you, Steve. Hundreds of law enforcement officers from all across Florida were at the state capitol today remembering 2 of their colleagues who died in the line of duty last year. They were joined by family and friends of Ocala police officer Jared Forsyth and Okaloosa County Deputy William Myers. Bagpipes played Amazing Grace while survivors placed roses on a flower-covered memorial honoring those loved ones. There was a 21-gun salute and 3 helicopters flew above the Capitol courtyard.
We don't all share the same values and same beliefs and same religion and same language even. But what is it that unites us? It's the law that we all freely and voluntarily agree to and submit ourselves to.
Today's ceremony was the 34th annual event honoring these fallen officers. 2 prison re-entry programs in Florida, including one in Manatee County, are set to close in the coming weeks. The Florida Department of Corrections recently cut funding that goes toward the Bradenton Bridge program. It gives female inmates an opportunity to get their lives back on track by providing substance abuse treatment and other services. At a news conference in Tallahassee today, State Senator Greg Evers stressed the importance of these re-entry programs, like the ones closing in Manatee and Broward counties.
These type programs are the only way that we will reduce what it costs you, the taxpayers, to incarcerate folks in the state of Florida.
The Bradenton Bridge plans to hold a press conference tomorrow morning to release more details on where its funding stands. Sarasota County Sheriff's investigators are asking for help identifying a group of thieves who bungled 2 attempted burglaries before succeeding the 3rd time. Surveillance video shows one of the suspects throwing a brick and failing to break the glass door of the Verizon store on South Tamiami Trail in Venice. They also tried getting into another Verizon store on Jacaranda Boulevard, but also failed. Well, then an hour later, they used a sledgehammer to break into a Sprint store on US 41 in Sarasota and steal some merchandise there. This happened overnight last Wednesday, and video is just now being released. You are asked to call the sheriff's office or Crime Stoppers if you have any information or recognize the people in those videos. Hulk Hogan is suing Gawker again. This lawsuit accuses the website of leaking sealed court documents that quoted him making racist remarks. Gawker denies that it leaked the sealed transcript to the National Enquirer. Once the Enquirer published the story, WWE severed ties with the famous wrestler and removed his name from its Hall of Fame. The lawsuit comes after Hogan was awarded a total of $140 million in March in an invasion of privacy suit against Gawker for releasing a sex tape. One developer is looking to repurpose what was once a golf course off of Clark Road into a new neighborhood. And this project may be part of a growing trend. ABC 7's Kate Flexter has that story.
Sandra Metzger has lived at Sunrise Golf Club Estates for more than a decade and remembers when this overgrown lot was a well-manicured golf course and bustling club.
A lot of traffic, a lot of nice restaurant down there, and a lot of people enjoyed it.
But as fewer people came to play, the fairways were closed and have remained closed for more than a decade.
I saw it declining, less and less people coming and lack of business.
All the while, the land sat untouched until Mattamy Homes purchased the property for $14 million, with plans to turn it into a new housing community.
Very happy to see it being put to use. I think it'll look a lot nicer down there. So I think it's all good.
The local Building Industry Association says that's a growing trend and says builders are targeting former golf courses that closed during the recession when people couldn't afford to play. But others are alive and thriving, like Bent Tree Country Club, where developers are building around the fairways. Real estate agent David Zargami says golf is still a major draw for people moving to the area.
You know, we offer beaches, we offer golf, right? Of course, shopping and dining. Yet there's folks who want to come down and exclusively look in communities which are, you know, golf course communities.
But as the area continues to grow and idle land becomes harder to come by, Zargami says builders may set their sights on those abandoned golf courses.
In Sarasota, west of Interstate 75, there's not much left in terms of large parcels that aren't developed. You know, so to be so close to Clark, right on the northeast corner of Palmer Ranch, you know, 5 miles to Siesta Key, you know, highly desirable location, regardless of how you feel about golf, that's going to be prime real estate.
Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Kate. This is Melanoma and Skin Cancer Awareness Month. And in an effort to raise awareness, the American Academy of Dermatology has designated the first Monday of May as Melanoma Monday. Research finds one of the biggest risk factors for melanoma is something we experience in Florida, year-round sun exposure. Sunscreen with an SPF of 30 or more can help protect you from those harmful rays if applied correctly. The World Health Organization has issued warnings that the use of tanning beds greatly increases your risk of melanoma. Suncoast dermatologists urge the community to be proactive and aware of any skin changes.
We see people coming in for general skin checks, and then when we mention that they may have a suspicious mole and that, you know, we mention the word melanoma, they have no idea of what we're talking about unless we explain that this is a deadly, deadly skin cancer, but totally curable.
May is Melanoma Month. This is the month to come in, make an appointment, and get that spot checked out. Let's make sure that it's okay.
The American Academy of Dermatology says early detection of melanoma through regular skin exams is vital for beating the disease. So make an appointment with a dermatologist to have one at least every year. A new Moby mat is now at Siesta Beach. It is a portable roll-out pathway that allows people in wheelchairs or with strollers or carts to easily get down to the beach. The Moby mat is about 450 feet long and it is located near the concession area. The mats have been used in Florida for more than 15 years and are currently being used by more than 100 beaches, parks, and businesses throughout the state. At least 3 sea turtle nests have already been spotted on the Suncoast beaches. Sea Turtle Patrol volunteers with Mote Marine Lab found the very first nest of the season on Saturday on Longboat Key. Mote found a second nest Sunday on Casey Key and a third nest today on Longboat Key. Turtle nesting season officially started on Sunday and runs through October 31st. All beachgoers are reminded to watch out for the sensitive nests and hatchlings over the next 5 months or so. The Bucs quick to make roster moves just days after the draft. Details next in sports, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Take a look at what we made just for you tonight. I'll go like this. And I have to tell you, right? You lost them in there. Look how deep they're going. Yeah. Now, doesn't everybody do this? Please.
Music on Main at Lakewood Ranch. If you haven't been, come on out and see what you've been missing. The first Friday of every month, you can enjoy a free concert, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Catch up with friends, enjoy free activities for the kids, or make it date night. Whatever your pleasure, there's something for everyone at Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by these sponsors at ABC7.
Did you know you can make an instant harness by simply wrapping the leash around your dog's chest and up through their collar? Contact Canine Corral today about a no-pull harness that will make you smile. Canine Corral, where the love is.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If you don't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
It's Ram Truck Month, and that means big savings on some of America's best vehicles at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get America's best value, a new Grand Caravan for just $18,999, or a new Dodge Journey for just $17,999. Stop by today to shop the area's biggest selection of Ram trucks and save up to $8,000 on your new Ram. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Now, sports.
The Bucs used one of their 2 second-round picks last Friday to do the unusual draft a kicker, so we knew this was coming. The team released veteran kicker Connor Barth today. The 30-year-old converted on 23 of his 28 field goal attempts last season and missed 1 extra point in the first season, where extra point attempts were moved back to make them more difficult. On his way out, he wished new Bucs kicker Robert Aguayo well, tweeting him the best of luck on a long career. Aguayo, who played for FSU, came into the NFL draft as a top kicking prospect in years, one of the top. This is now the 3rd time Barth has been released in favor of a player who has never before kicked in the NFL. The Bolts are in Brooklyn tonight, getting ready for Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Tampa Bay tied the series against the New York Islanders this weekend with a 4-1 victory. Game 3 gets underway at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The teams will then have 2 days off again before Game 4. The NBA's reigning MVP could be returning to the court this weekend. The Warriors are hopeful that Steph Curry can play in Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals against Portland. He will miss Game 2 tomorrow night. But even without Curry, Golden State coasted to a 118-106 win in yesterday's series opener. He's been sidelined for several days after spraining a knee ligament. There may be no middle ground on this one. Fans of the movie Space Jam are either going to love this news or hate it. A sequel is in the works, and LeBron James is set to play the lead. The original Space Jam, released in 1996, had Michael Jordan joining forces with Bugs Bunny and other cartoon characters to take on space aliens in a basketball game. No word yet on the sequel's plot or potential release date. That's a look at sports. We'll have lotto numbers straight ahead.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Sunset Fiat is Italian style. Sunset Fiat is fashion forward. Come see the all-new Fiat collection at Sunset Fiat with new 2015 Fiat 500s priced from $12,999. Sunset Fiat is cool and sexy with freedom to move and room to evolve. Visit Sunset Fiat in Sarasota or shop online at fiatusaofsarasota.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
Misty Copeland now has her own Barbie doll. Copeland shot to fame last summer when she became the first ever African-American female principal dancer at the American Ballet Theater. Barbie execs say that they chose to honor Misty Copeland because she is, quote, at the center of a cultural conversation about how women continue to break boundaries.
Nice move.
Oh,
very nice move.
And she's so athletic.
Yep.
She just has so many different qualities than her body is different. Everything about her is different. So I think this is really neat.
A true role model.
True role model.
Exactly.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, we're going to have some wet weather and then cooler weather later on in the week. You're going to like the changes that are heading our way.
Sounds good. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.